You've probably heard that old saying, money is like water, right? We all kind of nod, think, that's a nice thought, and then we just move on. But what if I told you it's not a poem? What if it's the most powerful and practical financial blueprint you'll ever find? Well, today we're going to find out. Money is like water. Seriously, let that sink in. The person who first said this wasn't trying to be poetic. They were giving us an instruction manual, a literal guide for how wealth actually works in the real world. So, which is it? Is this just some feel-good quote, or is it a concrete framework we can use to manage our money? In this explainer, we're taking it seriously. We're going to unpack this thing piece by piece. Here's the game plan. We're going to walk through 4 key lessons that water teaches us about finance. And then, and this is the important part, we're going to turn all that wisdom into a simple 5-step action plan that you can start using like today. Okay, so here's the absolute core principle. Water always, and I mean always, finds the path of least resistance. It flows where it's welcomed. And guess what? Money does the exact same thing. It doesn't flow to people who chase it the hardest. It flows to the people and systems that are prepared to receive it. It's not magic, it's just physics. And that leads us straight to our first big lesson. And honestly, it kind of flips everything you've been told on its head. Before you even think about earning more, you have to build the channels to actually hold it. You have to get the buckets ready before the rain starts. And just look at this comparison. It's perfect. If you have no system, no budget, no investment accounts, nothing, any extra money you get is like a flash flood. It comes in fast, makes a mess, and then it's gone. Poof! But with a system, now you've built banks for your river. The money flows in, and it actually has a place to go, a place to gather, and a place to grow. So you've built your channels. Awesome. But the next step is absolutely crucial. You have to make sure the water doesn't just sit there. Because honestly, one of the most dangerous things you can do with your money is let it get stagnant. You know this, right? Think of a pond with no fresh water coming in. It gets murky, smelly, toxic. It goes from being life-giving to something you wouldn't want to go near. Well, your money does the exact same thing. When it just sits, it loses all its power, its energy, its value. And this right here, this is the cruelest little trick in all of personal finance. You think you're being safe, putting your money in a savings account. But look at this. You might be earning, say, 3% interest. Great, but if inflation is running at 6%, your money is actually shrinking every single day. Your 1 lakh rupees, a year from now, it only buys what 94,000 rupees buys today. You didn't do anything wrong, but your stagnant money is losing the fight. Okay, but this is where it gets really, really cool. Because when water flows consistently over a long, long time, it can do the impossible. It can literally carve canyons out of solid rock. This, my friends, is the superpower of money. This is compounding. Compounding is the closest thing to real-life magic you will ever see. It's when your money starts working for you, and then the money that money earned also starts working for you. It's this incredible chain reaction of growth. But, talk is cheap. Let's look at the actual numbers. Okay, so imagine you invest just 5,000 rupees a month at a pretty standard 12% return. After 10 years, you've got 11.5 lakh. Not bad, right? After 20 years, it's almost 50 lakh. Very nice. But then, look at what happens in those next 10 years. It absolutely explodes to over 1.76 crore. That tiny, consistent stream of money just carved a massive canyon of wealth. But wait, this is the part that will blow your mind. Of that final 1.76 crore, how much did you actually put in from your own pocket? Just 18 lakh. That's it. The other 1.58 crore, that massive chunk of your wealth, was created by the system, by the relentless, consistent flow of compounding. Let that sink in for a second. Over 85% of your total wealth was generated by the flow of money itself. Not by you working harder, not by luck. It was just the natural outcome of putting a good system in motion and letting it run. Okay, for our last lesson, we have to talk about something a little less about numbers, but it's maybe the most important piece of all. We have to talk about your mindset. Your psychology around money literally determines whether it can flow to you or not. When you're scared, you make a clenched fist. You hoard your cash, you're terrified of losing anything, so you miss out on every opportunity. And here's the irony. A clenched fist can't receive anything new. But an open hand, that's a mindset of flow. It invests, it sees opportunities everywhere. And because it's open, it's ready to receive whatever comes its way. So, we've covered the 4 big lessons. That's great, but how do we actually do this? How do we put this into practice? Let's turn this entire idea into a simple, step-by-step system you can start using right now. Here it is. It's this simple. 1. Build your channels, your accounts, your budget before you need them. 2. Keep your money moving. Don't let it get lazy. Put it to work in things that grow. 3. Build multiple streams. A river with many sources is strong. 4. Let go of the fear. You can start small. And 5. Be patient. Remember, water carves rock over decades, not days.
So from now on, think of this as your new instruction manual. Your job isn't to chase money. Your job is to channel it. Prepare a place for it to go. Keep it moving. Be consistent. Stay open. And just trust the process.
In the end, it turns out the question was never, how do I get more money? The real question, the one this whole idea forces you to ask yourself is, am I building a place for it to go? Am I creating a system where wealth can flow in, stay, and actually grow? Am I ready to receive it?